What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of R&R. As always, I'm Logan.
I'm Ethan, and today we're going to be going over the PSA Dagger. We got one of these in, and we're going to be doing some first looks at it today, first shots through it, and yeah, just get a feel for it.
Yep. Just got this in about a week ago. I think it was definitely sub 300. I want to say it was 204, 240 out the door with tax. With that being said, it was also, the frame and the slide were on sale for a PSA sale. If you guys check them out, they always have sales. Doesn't matter if it's ammo, optics, guns, slides.
Well, this was a Mother's Day sale.
This was also a Mother's Day sale, so, you know, shout out to the wife for letting me get something for myself on Mother's Day, you know. Yeah. But with that being said, everything here, excluding the comp and the Surefire, like I said, was about roughly 204, 240 after tax out the door. So the slide itself is the SW4, comes suppressor height sight ready, optic cut. It's got your front serrations, obviously your rear serrations like any other slide. It does have ports on it to reduce the weight, you know, kind of aesthetics.
It's more considered like a milled slide, not ported. So that'd be a milled slide just to reduce the weight. So if you put an optic on it, this slide's going to weigh about the same. You know? And that's a complete slide. It came with a threaded barrel, your striker assembly, everything. So it's a complete gun.
Yep, everything, like I said, out the door was about 240. We did purchase a Harrington Arms comp for it, threaded with the 2 lock screws. This was specifically made for the Dagger. It has the wings on the edge just to make it more clean. But yeah, I mean, for sub 300, almost, you know, $200 gun, you really can't beat it for the price. Depending on,
we gotta see how it runs.
We gotta see how it runs. We gotta see. I mean, we're not gonna do a burn down or a torture test.
We don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, we're not gonna be throwing it up in the air and freezing it and cooking it like everyone else does. It's gonna be just realistic torture test.
We're gonna try to run about, you know, over the course of the next couple weeks, we're gonna try to run about 1,000 rounds through it, maybe more. We still have yet to get an optic for it. But today we're gonna be using everything from the Glock factory mags, 19 and 17 mags, Magpul mags, and we're also gonna be using the new Mech-Gar Glock pattern mags. So we're gonna be using a plethora of different mags. So we're gonna do some first shots today. Like I said, try some different mags. Another thing to mention, I'm gonna be loaded up with 124 grain Blazer brass. He's gonna be loaded down with 115 grain.
Yep. I think there might be a few mags with 124, but majority is gonna be 115 out of my mags.
So we'll just, you know, give a little bit of a different taste on ammo, and
yeah, we'll see.
See what kind of groupings we can get, and just you know, have some fun with it.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, guys, we'll quit the chatter and we'll get to shooting. We'll see you guys in a second. Each one of us are going to shoot 5 shots at cardboard about 7-ish yards away. Nice, slow control, just so we can really get the feel of the trigger, get the feel of the gun, the reset, everything else. So I'm going to put 5 on. Go ahead and switch it to Ethan, and he's going to put 5 on.
All right, I'm gonna go for the A zone. I'm gonna go top of the A zone, just spread it out just a little bit, but pulled that one. Yeah, about the same group, I'd say. Dang near the same distance even.
Just kind of flip-flopped, really.
So we'll see also too. This is the first 2 mags through the gun. Usually barrels start to tighten up once everything starts getting broken in and stuff. So
all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and speed up the cadence a little bit, try to see if we can produce a malfunction. I highly doubt it, but we're gonna go ahead and do about 7 yards, 6 shots, so like a bill drill. I'm gonna go from holster, put the 6 shots down, and see what we can get.
all right, you're gonna do the same thing Logan just did. Bill drill, 7 yards, 6 shots. Try to get them all to the A zone. I'm gonna go as fast as I can with the gun and still keep it in the A zone.
Oh.
So this is using a Glock factory mag.
Failure to feed.
Failure to feed. All right.
That's one malfunction.
Man, pushing them all left. It must be that trigger a little bit. I mean, all 9 of my shots though, they seem to be all right. All right, guys. So far everything feels good. Grip feels good. It's got this nice, almost like sandpapery style of grip texture. It feels good. We're kind of, it's warm out here in Ohio. We're sweating a little bit, but I mean, for me, it feels like a good old Gen 3 Glock 19 with the mag release being smaller, where the slide release is. I'm having no issues with reloads. But the only thing that's a little bit different on it is this trigger. So this trigger has this hinged portion right here. That's what you have to press. And we'll just kind of... I mean, it feels like a fairly nice Glock trigger other than that hinge part. It's got a nice audible reset. So the comp is keeping everything flat. Coming out of the Safariland holster, I'm seeing a little bit of premature wear, from it. So it's hitting something inside this holster, which is no big deal. It's cosmetic. We're not big on the whole cosmetic issue, but yeah, the gun feels good. I'm shooting it fairly quick. Logan's shooting it well. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys, so today we went over and kind of did the first shots on the PSA Dagger. Took it back from 30 to 60 to 100 yards just to see what kind of shots we get. It was hitting a little bit low, but I mean, overall, I'm pretty impressed with the gun so far right off the rip. It feels good in the hand. It feels very ergonomic. The trigger's not bad. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
For a $300 gun, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
now if you would have that,
I've spent that much money on a trigger in one of my ARs before.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? For just the trigger.
Now if you would buy a Shadow Systems and it had that kind of trigger in it, then we might be talking about.
If I dropped $1,000 on it, I might be disappointed.
Exactly, but for a $300 gun, the trigger is not bad one bit.
No.
Like he said, the ergo on it, it feels good in the hand.
Feels real good.
Feels real good. They just have a singular undercut on the trigger guard. It just has the one finger groove as well on the actual grip. The texture, I love the texture.
The texture's pretty good. We did get a little bit, sweaty today.
Yep.
It's not crazy hot today in Ohio, but we did get a little bit of sweat going. So,
and with that, even as you guys will see, when we shoot all 3 of these together, that comp is.
The comp works.
It's pretty good for under $100 comp.
I mean, you got to think about it. A Ramjet, which that's what this is most comparable to. I mean, you're talking for the barrel and comp, you're talking $400.
Yeah.
This, I don't even know what they go for anymore, but the KKM barrel and comp, that's outrageously expensive. This Harrington Arms comp was, I think, $90 shipped, and it came in like 2 days.
Yeah, it came
super good
quick.
Customer service, super fast shipping.
Found out they're also from Ohio.
Yeah, well, at least it's manufactured in Salem, Ohio. I'm not sure where they're based out of, but pretty cool. We did have one malfunction.
Yep.
We shot about 200 rounds through the gun, a little bit over today. And the one malfunction we had was with a Glock mag using 115 grain Blazer brass, which before anybody comments anything, we know that you're technically not supposed to use Blazer brass for comped guns. This gun here has over 20,000 rounds of Blazer through it, or something like Blazer, whether Blazer brass, Federal, just bullcrap, Winchester white box. Yep. But this gun's got well over 20,000 rounds through it, and I've never had an issue. So, and the other thing is too, is this isn't like a premium gun. No. There could be a little burr somewhere in the slide. There could be something off just a little bit that's got to wear in, but we'll just keep an eye on it. If we start having more and more malfunctions with it and we think it's going to be causing an issue, like I said, we can get a different guide rod and spring, play around with it a little bit. But yeah, I'd say overall, it feels good. It feels ergonomic. I'd love to see it have a dot on it so we could really...
Yeah, that'll be coming.
Yeah, we need to get a dot on it so we can really see the groups, see the distance, everything like that. Because if you guys are starting to see a trend here, this is all going to eventually lead into a series that we're going to do where we're kind of doing, this is the old school Roland Special 2015 circa, you know, we're trying to make more of like a modernized version of this. This is kind of your out of the box Roland Special ready to go. And then we're trying to build like a budget one. And then we're probably going to also put together a Glock 19 with a ramjet and all the stuff on it, just so we can do a full comparison of this concept brought into 2025, 10 years later.
And coming from, like I said, someone who is like a little bit more of a budget-friendly guy, again, you know, this gun as it is, I'm not upset by any means, even just running, you know, 200 plus rounds through it. I'm not upset that I spent just a couple $100s on it, you know.
Yeah.
Will this be my carry gun?
Maybe.
Maybe. We haven't got to that point yet. You know, obviously we're going to keep, you know, putting rounds through it and see how she functions and reliability and everything. Yeah, something that still has some credibility but doesn't break the bank. But yeah, you know, with that being said, guys, we hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, it really helps us out if you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always,
we'll see you guys next time with your daily dose of R&R.
We'll see you guys.
No, I am pretty impressed with this gun. I mean,